Break the Board Sports. This is RJ coming to you. Hope everybody had a great Labor Day. Tuesday, September 2nd. Here's your MLB rundown. Yesterday, 3-1 on the rundown. We had the Cincinnati Reds, the Philadelphia Phillies, Washington Nationals all got home, and the Seattle Mariners got absolutely obliterated. So let's run down through the games again. Click that like for us at the bottom. Every Monday and Thursday, 10:30 is our football shows. Monday morning quarterback. Thursday is the kickoff weekend kickoff show, giving you betting trends, angles. Again, you can go to breaktheboardsports.com, get all of our notes on all the games. Let's hop right into it. LA Dodgers will go off against the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight. Dodgers are going to throw Clayton Kershaw out on the hill. Kershaw turning back the clock a little bit. 5-0 with a 1.88 ERA over his last 5 starts. Has been lights out. Hasn't faced the Pirates, though, since 2019 for the Southpaw. The Pirates, they will counter with right-hander Carmen Mlodzinski, or however you say that name. 2-3 with a 3.05. Hasn't been bad. Now, this one opened up north of $1.80. The Dodgers all the way down to $1.68 at FanDuel. Comeback plus 142 on the Buccos in Pittsburgh. You're over under at 8.5. Juiced minus 120 to the under for the Pittsburgh Pirates. So a lot to look at here. For me, I would look, if we update the line, talking about Kershaw's pitching props again over at FanDuel, to go 3 up, 3 down in the first inning, plus 110. I think there's some value there you could look at for the Dodgers. Hey, if Kershaw records 3 strikeouts, if he was to get all 3 guys to strike out in the first inning, plus 1,900. So a lot of things there. Kershaw's over-under strikeout total, 4.5. Over 4.5 plus 116. For Carmen of the Pirates, over-under 3.5 plus 122 for him. When we look at those strikeouts for Clayton Kershaw over his last couple starts, 6.334. 6 being his most back on August 26th against the Reds just last week. Again, the lean would be the Pirates here. Kind of hard to bet the Buccos. Though the Pirates have been playing tough as of late, Dodgers have taken 7 of the last 10 against the Pirates, but the Pirates have won 7 of their last 10 overall. Dodgers just 6-4 in their last 10. So some things to look at here. Again, over at FanDuel, I'm going to go ahead and grab the Dodgers minus the 168. I don't like laying juice on the road, but again, the Dodgers need the game. Them and the Padres really knotted up here coming down the stretch as we get to the last month of the MLB regular season. Toronto Blue Jays, Cincinnati Reds. We won the Reds game yesterday. I would say got lucky, but heck, we were up 2-1 in the 9th inning, blew it, but then the Reds came back and won it for us. Blue Jays will throw out Jose Barrios. Nick Lodolo will get the call for the Reds. Blue Jays right now and Reds minus 108 both ways at FanDuel. Your over-under sets at 8.5. Juice minus 118 to the over. These two teams have split the last 10. However, the last 4, 3 of the last 4 have went to the way of the Cincinnati Reds. Barrios, 4-1 with a 4.56 ERA over his last 5 starts. Has not faced the Reds since last year when he went 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. Nick Lodolo has been pitching really well, just hasn't got the run support needed as of late. 3-2 with a 2.60 ERA, struck out 6 against the Dodgers last week. Only 1 strikeout against the Cubs before that, and then struck out 11 against the Dodgers. He has really liked facing the Dodgers for sure. Lodolo, when you look at his strikeout prop for today, over under 4.5, juice minus 140 to the over. Barrios over under 4.5 as well, minus 110 both ways for him. Barrios has been much better on the road this year than at home. I'm going to set this one out just too close. I think this is a coin flip game. Don't see a lot of value. Blue Jays only got a 2-game lead right now up on the Yankees and the Reds. So a lot to look at is come down the stretch here. Again, we're just going to lay off that game. So far right now, the only thing in pocket will be the LA Dodgers. Moving over to the New York Mets. The Mets, this rookie, I got to tell you, Nolan McLean has been lights out. He'll get the call for the Mets today. 2-0 with a 1.2 ERA in his first 2 starts. Has went 8 innings last start against the Phillies. Didn't give up a run. 7 innings start before that. Only gave up 2 earned runs. Sawyer, Gibson, Long will get the call for the Tigers. 3-1 with a 2.70. Neither one have faced the other team. Mets got the win yesterday 10-8 as the balls were just hitting all over the yard. Mets have taken the last 2 in the series against the Detroit Tigers. Before that, the Tigers had ran off 5 in a row. Mets over their last 10 and Tigers over their last 10. Mets 6-4, Tigers 4-6. And when I look at the Mets, first 5 innings, all right, the Mets have hit the first 5 inning over 18 of the last 23 games. So something to look at there. If you're looking at that first 5, as we update it here at FanDuel, again, we want to give you all the up-to-date lines as much as possible. First 5 total runs is setting at 4.5. So if you grab the over 4.5 right now, the trend for the Mets over has hit 18 out of the last 23 games. First 5 innings for the Tigers have hit 34 of the last 51. So if you had followed that trend for the Mets over the first 5 team total or game total over the first 5 innings, you'd be up 13.1 units, 48% return on your investment. If you did the same with the Tigers, plus 16.55, 28% return on your investment. Again, yesterday, balls going all over the yard. So the over would be the way to look there. Again, 2 good teams, lots to look at. Nothing that I'm personally going to play. McLean, I don't want to step in front of him with the over and he keep being lights out. Right now, he has just been pitching really, really well. Now, the thing for both of these teams, if you can get to both of these teams' bullpens, you can have success, especially the New York Mets. I know I've lost a ton on them this year following them. Next game on the board, the Cleveland Indians will visit the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox laying a hefty number with Garrett Crochet, minus 270, plus 220 on the comeback for the Indians. Your over-under sets at 7.5. Juice minus 120 to the over on FanDuel. Boston has taken the last 3 against the Indians. They hold a 3-1 advantage over the Indians this year. Slade Ciccione and his pizza shop will get the call for the Indians, 2-3 with a 6.31 ERA. The last 5 starts, he has never faced the Red Sox. Again, as we said, the southpaw, and in my opinion, the AL Cy Young Award winner. Garrett Crochet, 3-2 with a 3.19, has cooled off just a little bit. Hasn't faced the Indians since he was with the White Sox back early of last year. In that outing, he went 6 innings, 5 hits, 0 runs, pitched really, really well in that one. The Red Sox here, just too high of a price. I can't get there with them. Now, if you told me you wanted to parlay the Red Sox and the Dodgers, I'd be with you on that. But again, right now, just like that Dodgers game, this is the time of year you got to be more selective than ever. I've said this yesterday on the show. Got a lot of these foreign kids coming up. Indians kind of hanging right there on the cusp. You can't go laying big numbers. Again, you don't have to play every game on the board. I've never been a fan of that. I even felt like yesterday giving out 4 games was a lot. However, 3-1, it worked out for us. We even had the Phillies in there at plus money. But again, this time of year, especially with football, you don't want to take away from your football bankroll. Again, check us out, breaktheboardsports.com. We start having notes out for all of them. Just again, you want to protect that bankroll. Again, the job is to make money, not be an action junkie. That's the biggest thing. Marlins at the Guardians again, or Marlins at the Washington Nationals will be next on the docket. Adam Mazur will get the call for the Marlins, 3-2 with a 6.86 ERA. Cade Cavalli will get the call for the Nats. Nats finally broke that losing streak yesterday. Again, we had him. He's 3-2 with a 5.11 ERA. Now, when Mazur was with the Padres last year, he got in there 5 innings against the Nats, but gave up 6 hits and 4 runs. Didn't look good at all. These are 2 teams going nowhere. Right now, FanDuel, Nats minus $1.16, minus 102 on the comeback for the Marlins. Again, that juice, they get you going and coming and going. Over under set at 9, juiced minus 115 to the under on that one. Again, this is going to be a pass. If you're looking into the over, I couldn't be mad at you there. Also, some of your offshore books, Not going to name them, right? But some of them do the little teaser with the over-under, where you can move two totals, a run and a half. If you could get that, I would like a minus or a over 7.5 in this game. Maybe even you get that Mets game down to where it's like over 7. Again, still hard to step in front of McLean, and Long hasn't been bad either. Moving to the next game on the board, Seattle Mariners did not look good yesterday. They visited the Tampa Bay Rays. Seattle still in the hunt there with Houston, but they got to start winning some games. Been really disappointed in this Seattle starting pitching. I mean, when you look at with Wu, Castillo, Kirby, I mean, all these guys are supposed to, Miller, they're supposed to have such a great year, and their pitching just has not been there. And I really thought, I mean, I even said it a month and a half ago, I like their starting pitching if they can just put it together. Seattle has just not been able to do that. Today, Seattle's going to lay $1.16 on the road, minus 102 on the comeback. Again, the Rays won that game 10-2 yesterday, snapped a 4-game losing streak to the Seattle Mariners. Brown will get the call. He's arguably been the Mariners' best pitcher in his last 5 starts, 4-1 with a 2.27 ERA. He faced Tampa Bay back on August 10th. 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. But Tampa Bay will send their best pitcher to the hill, Drew Rasmussen, 2-3 with a 1.53. Has just been electric, but hasn't been able to get run support. He faced Seattle back on August the 8th. 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs. Again, that over-under sets at 7.5, minus 115 to the over, minus 105 to the under. I would look under here. I think, especially yesterday, the way the ball was hit around, I think you could see an under game. You just always got to be careful taking an under there at George Steinbrenner Field in Tampa because it is a launching pad out there. Atlanta and the Chicago Cubs, 2 southpaws, will square off today. Braves lost yesterday to the Cubs. They've won 7 of the last 10, broke a 2-game losing streak. Did the Cubs to the Braves yesterday. Joey Wentz, southpaw, the Braves will get the call. 3-2 with a 4.72 ERA. He's never faced the Chi-Town Cubs. Imanaga has not pitched well as far as win-losses are concerned, but his ERA and his strikeout ratio has been really good. 1-4 with a 2.65. He faced the Braves back on May 13th. The Cubs lost that game 2-0. Been a perfect microcosm of how things have went for Imanaga on the hill. He went 5 innings, 7 hits, no earned runs, and just couldn't get the run support. You got to lay $1.78 with the Cubs, plus 150 on the comeback with Wentz and the Braves. You're over under 8.5, juice minus 115 to the under. Again, I'm going to have to set this one out. Now, Imanaga, in his last start against the Braves, he was able to strike out 8 Atlanta Braves in the last game. His over-under's only at 5.5. It's juice minus 144 to the under, plus 110 to the over. If you look at Imanaga over his last 5 starts, right? 5 strikeouts, 5 strikeouts, 6 strikeouts, 9 strikeouts, 7 strikeouts. So again, I get a little of the hesitancy. He hasn't gotten over that 5.5 in his last 2 starts, and the one before the 6 strikeouts against the Pirates barely got there. But I like Imanaga here over the 5.5 strikeouts. If I was going to make a play, I would roll the dice on the over 5.5 plus 110. Always looking good for plus money. So I would grab that with Imanaga. Chicago White Sox against the Minnesota Twins. Battle of the basement here in the AL Central. Right now, Woods Richardson will get the call for the Twins. Twins laying $1.46 plus 124 on the comeback for the Chi-Town Cubs, or the White Sox rather. White Sox have reeled off 3 in a row against the Twins to even up the last 10, 5-5. Davis Martin will get the call, 2-3 with a 4.74 ERA. Simon Woods Richardson, 3-2 with a 5.14 ERA for the Twinkies. Richardson faced the White Sox back on April 1st earlier this year. 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs. Again, I can't lay that price. $1.44. It's just changed actually at FanDuel, minus $1.46. I can't do that. But the over-under 9.5, minus 105 to the over. Again, we talk about some of those offshore books that'll let you tease 2 over-unders. If I could get the over 8, I would definitely like it. over 9.5, you might still be able to convince me. I would look at some team totals here. Again, I expect a lot of runs to be scored in this White Sox-Twins game. Both teams are pretty pathetic, to say the least. Yesterday was 6-5, 8-0 the time they met before that, 7-3 before that, 9-7 before that. So the last 4 times these teams have met up, a lot of runs have crossed the plate. LA Angels will visit the Kansas City Royals. For the Angels, Mitch Ferris will get his major league debut against Michael Lorenzen. Royals have been red hot. Don't look now. They might run down the last spot in that wild card. Lorenzen 5-0 with a 3.60 ERA. Hasn't faced the Angels since 2024, but in his last start, 7 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs. Kansas City took the last time these two met up in about 2 weeks ago. Royals took 2 out of 3 in Kansas City. Now they're back in Kansas City. Lorenzen laying $1.56, comeback plus 132. Your over-under set at 9, minus 105 for the Kansas City Royals. If I was going to look anything, you got to go Royals here. Maybe even a little if you want to take Royals, Red Sox, and actually throw the Philadelphia Eagles in there because we know they're pretty safe Thursday night. Plus 177. You could get some good value there. So, again, just some things to look at. The Sacramento A's versus the St. Louis Cardinals is the next game on our board. Luis Severino makes his debut off of the DL. Severino been on and off all year, minus 110. Mike McCollis, minus 106. A's beat up the Cardinals yesterday, 11-3. A's have taken 6 of the last 10 against the Cardinals. Severino, when he has been available, has been good. Last 5 starts, 4-1 with a 2.93 ERA. Hasn't faced the Cardinals, though, since 2023. For Mike McCollis, 2-3 with a 6.04 ERA. He hasn't faced the A's since August of 2023. In that, he gave up 4 runs. Again, Cardinals are a dead team. I would actually look more to the A's here if I was going to make a bet, but a good piece of gambling advice, unless you got a good read on some of these young players coming up, filtering through. When you got 2 bad teams, it's really hard to make a case for one of them. Again, right now is not the time to be playing a bunch of games on the board, all right? Middle of the season, everybody's still in it. You want to play 4 or 5 plays. Right now, you need to look for 1 or 2 sharp plays, hit them, make your money, move on. Again, you want to protect that football bankroll. Don't want to be blowing it. Baseball, there will be better opportunities come the playoffs. Yankees, Astros. If you had told me Max Fried and Vladimir Valdez, I'd be like, man, what a great matchup. But these 2 guys have stunk as of late. Right now, Yankees with Fried, minus $1.16 on the road, minus 102 on the comeback for the hometown Astros. Your over-under set at 7.5. And surprisingly, the over is juiced minus 122. What's that tell you? Astros, back earlier this month, took 2 out of 3 from New York in New York. Yankees have taken 7 of the last 10 in this series. Max Fried, 2-3 with a 5.14 ERA. Fried hasn't faced the Astros but 1 time this year. 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 strikeouts. Got beat up pretty good. Framber Valdez, he hasn't been much better. 1-4 with a 5.64. That Yankee game, August 9th for him, 5 2/3, 8 hits, 4 runs. He really struggled as well. The Yankees, they've hit the over in 36 of their last 55 games. Again, that over 7.5. If you had just tailed that, you'd be up 16.85 units, a 28% return on your investment. Astros, they've been the other way. If you bet their team total under, just for them, the team total, not the game, just team total, 56 of their last 91, you're up 16.35 units, 15% return on your investment. The Yankees have hit the first 5 innings money line, 16 of the last 25 games. That would put you up 11.35 units, 28% return on your investment. Again, really hard to back either one of these pitchers, but I do like that trend on the Yankees' first 5. That would be some I looked at. But again, both of these pitchers are just spiraling. You're waiting for both of them to snap out of it, but I just don't know when they do. That's going to be a pass for me. Again, I would look for some alternative things. Over under, first 5, some batter props. As far as the game straight up, just really hard to call. San Francisco Giants and the Colorado Tap the Rockies are next on the slate. Logan Webb, much better pitcher at home, but he's still been good. We'll get the call. Kyle Freeland, the southpaw, will oppose him for the Rockies. Webb, 4-1 with a 2.51 ERA over his last 5 starts. 1 start this year in Colorado, 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 run against the Rockies. Kyle Freeland, 2-3 with a 5.33 ERA. Giants right now laying 230 on the road, plus 190 on the comeback for the Rockies. Your over-under sets at 10.5. Juice minus 114 to the over. Giants have hit the first 5 innings team total, 14 of their last 18 on the road. If you have been following that, 9.7 units you'd be up. The Rockies have had the team total under 80 of their last 135 games. Again, if you had followed that, you're up 16.97 units. So just a couple different things to look at there. Again, Giants obviously the better team here, but the Giants struggle to hit. Giants, actually, let me rephrase that. Giants have the better pitcher. I don't know how much better the Giants are as a team, but they do have the better pitcher. But the Rockies here, you just can't – I can't trust either one of these teams. Don't want to lay that type of juice on the road. Again, laying points on the road, laying juice on the road, all that's a very dangerous thing. You got to have a threshold if you're going to be profitable over the long haul. Texas Rangers and the Arizona D-backs are the next game on the slate. Rangers haven't named a starter despite winning 6 in a row. They've taken 6 of the last 10 against the D-backs, won that game yesterday in extra innings. Nabal Krismal get the call for the D-backs, 2-1 with a 1.98 ERA. Right now, D-backs minus 110, Rangers minus 106 on the comeback. Despite the pitcher not being determined yet, you're over under 9.5. Juice minus 120 to the under. I'm going to put my second play of the day in, the Arizona Diamondbacks minus $1.10. We're going to roll with them. I think that's really good value. I think they bounce back. I know Texas is in the thick of things for the AL wild card. I know they've won 6 in a row. Yesterday, they pulled that one out. I know the D-backs got a lot of young kids coming in, but I think the D-backs right that ship. So we're going to put the D-backs beside the Dodgers. Those are going to be our 2 plays today. Baltimore Orioles will get the call out west. They'll go visit the San Diego Padres. Yesterday, the Orioles took this game 4-3. Padres, before that, had won 6 of the last 10. Tyler Wells, 1-4 with a 6.45 ERA his last 5 starts, but again, hasn't pitched in 2025. Yu Darvish, starting to get a little better. 3-2 in the win column last 5, 4.88 ERA. That's helped it come down a little bit. At one point in time, he was over 6 on his ERA. He hasn't faced Baltimore since 2023. Again, the Padres, the thing for them is, can they get to that bullpen? Orioles have hit the game total under 73 of the last 130 games they've played. If you just blindly followed that, you'd be up 15 units. The Padres have hit the first 5 innings team total under 55 of the last 95. That would have put you up 10.45 units. Padres have hit the money line 43 of the last 66 games at home. So at home, 43-23 Padres are over the last 66. That would put you up 10.65 units. Again, the only problem here is laying $1.72 with Darvish. You got to pay such a hefty price. It's just really hard to make a case there when you're laying that kind of a price. Again, you can go breaktheboardsports.com. Notes on all the football games will start getting loaded in today. Please click us a like. We give you the MLB rundown every day. Your shorts will start coming out on football and all the football matchups, both college and pro this weekend. You can also sign up to get all of our picks along with the notes at $64.99, or you get 365 days a year, regular price $500 down to $389 for the calendar year. Again, visit us, breaktheboardsports.com. I'm your host, RJ Cash. Let's make some money. Happy handicapping.